A hot water bottle. One night, when the toys were talking quietly together in the nursery, keeping close to one another because it was very cold and the fire was almost out, they heard an excited voice outside the window. "Hey, let me in, quick." Then there was an impatient tapping on the pane. The dog jumped up. "It sounds like little feet, the brownie," he said. "I will let him in." He pushed up the window a little and the brownie hopped in. "I say, there are 12 tiny pixies outside in the cold," he said excitedly. "They are as small as the doll's house dolls." They were going along in a rabbit carriage when a wheel came off. "It is being mended," said the teddy bear. "Yes, but the pixies are simply freezing," said the brownie, and his eyes darted round the nursery. "Have you got any little hot water bottles?" I said I will bring them some to hold, so that they wouldn't feel so cold. "Have the doll's house dolls got any?" "No," said the dog. "None of us have got hot water bottles. We just cuddle up together when the fire goes out. Sometimes we all squeeze into the big doll's bed and sleep there." "Well, what am I to do for those poor little pixies?" said the brownie anxiously. "I told them I would bring them something to make them warm. Have you any hot milk?" "No," said the bear, "not a drop, cold or hot." Anne and Michael drank it all up for their supper. The bear, the dog, the brownie, and the other toys sat and looked at one another. The brownie got cross. "Don't sit and stare. Think of something." "I tell you, those poor little pixies are freezing." "Well," said the dog, an idea suddenly coming into his head, "perhaps Anne would let us have her hot water bottle. She usually takes up one to bed with her. It's got a nice warm cover on it. If Anne would lend it to you for the pixies, they could creep under the cover and sit on the nice warm bottle." "Oh, yes, then they would have a shelter over their heads and something warm at their feet," said the bear. "I'm sure Anne would lend us her bottle. If not, Michael would. I will go and ask." The bear slipped off to Anne's room. Anne was asleep. She was holding the warm hot water bottle tightly to her tummy. The bear slid his hands under the blankets and felt about for the bottle. He found it at last. It felt lovely and warm. "Anne," whispered the bear, climbing up onto the bed. "Anne, do wake up. Can I borrow your hot water bottle?" Anne stirred. The bear pressed himself in his middle so that he growled. He knew Anne would know who he was then. Grrr. Anne woke right up. She sat up and felt around for the bear. "Why are you here?" she said, surprised. "I didn't bring you to bed with me." "No, I know," said the bear, holding on to Anne's arm. "Listen, Anne, will you lend me your hot water bottle for a little while?" "Whatever for?" said Anne. "Are you so cold? Cuddle down in bed with me." "No, I'm not cold," said the bear. "But there are a lot of little pixies outside in the garden, very cold indeed, waiting while their rabbit carriage gets mended. And we thought if they could cuddle against your bottle, it would keep them warm." "Oh, I really must go and see them," said Anne, excited. "No, you can't," said the bear. "It's far too cold Just hand me out your bottle. There's a kind girl. Anne slid out her warm bottle. Thank you, said the bear, staggering off with it, for it was as big as he was. Go to sleep again, Anne. I will bring the bottle back. He took the bottle into the nursery. The toys came running up and felt it. How lovely and warm. Here you are, Brownie, said the bear. Anne didn't mind a bit. Take it to the pixies, but for goodness sake, bring it back when the carriage is mended. It is a very nice hot water bottle made of red rubber. The cover is nice too, said the dog, looking at it. Blue with red spots. Don't get it dirty, Brownie. No, I won't, said the Brownie, pleased at having the bottle. Well, I will be back soon. Goodbye. He slid out of the window with the bottle. He let it drop to the grass below, and the toys heard the soft flop it made. Then the Brownie jumped down too. The pixies were all standing together, freezing, watching another Brownie mending their broken carriage wheel. They were surprised to see the big Brownie come up, carrying a thing they had never seen before. What's that? They said in their little high voice. A hot water bottle, said the Brownie, putting it down flat beside them. It will soon warm you. The pixies ran to it. They felt the warmth coming out of it, and they cried out for joy. I will lift up the cover, and you can get underneath, said the Brownie, lifting up the blue cover. Go on, get under it. You are quite small enough. So the tiny pixies all crept in between the cover and the rubber bottle. They sat down. Ooh, how deliciously warm it was. Now they wouldn't feel a bit cold. My feet are so cold I can't feel them, said the biggest pixie. I shall take off my shoes and put my bare feet against the warm bottle. So she did. She unbuttoned her pair of pretty little blue shoes with bows on the front. Then she put her cold bare feet against the bottle and cried out for pleasure. Now I'm getting warm. Oh, little feet, the Brownie, you are a clever person to find this strange warm bottle for us. Tip-tap, clink-clang. The wheel of the carriage was mended at last. Half the pixies were asleep on the hot water bottle by that time. The Brownie had pulled the warm cover over them all, and they felt as if they were in bed. Hey, pixies, your carriage is ready, cried the Brownie who had mended it. I have put the rabbit in the shaft for you. He's ready to take you on your way. The pixies woke up with a jump. They crawled out of the warm, cozy place, wishing they could stay there. The biggest pixie of all didn't wake up. Where's Bright Eyes? Said the pixies, looking around. Where is she? Bright Eyes, hurry, or we shall go without you. Bright Eyes, the biggest pixie, woke up in a hurry. She was afraid of being left behind, and she jumped from the hot water bottle quickly. She forgot she had taken off her shoes. She took her place in the carriage, yawning, and then off went the rabbit at top speed, glad to be away again. I will take this hot water bottle back again now, said Little Feet to the other Brownie. Then we will go to my house and have a drink of hot cocoa. I'm cold. He went up to the nursery window. It was still open. The toys were all curled up together in the big doll's bed, trying to keep warm. The teddy bear got out when he heard Little Feet coming in. Here's the bottle, and many thanks for getting it, said Little Feet. It's not so hot as it was, but my word, how those pixies enjoyed the warmth. They went to sleep between the cover and the bottle. I will slip it into Anne's bed, said the bear. I won't wake her up again. He dragged it over the floor and went into Anne's room. It was difficult to get it on the bed and made him pant and puff. He pulled back the covers and slid the bottle under them. Then he went back to the nursery and climbed into the doll's bed to get warm. Anne didn't wake when the bottle was put into her bed. She slept till the morning. Her bottle was quite cold by then. She felt it against her bare leg. She tried to remember what had happened about the bottle in the night. Of course, the bear had come to her and borrowed her bottle to warm some pixies. Anne called loudly to Michael, who slept in the next room. Michael, I had an adventure in the night. What was it? Said Michael sleepily. Why, the teddy bear came and borrowed my hot water bottle for some little pixies to warm themselves with, said Anne, and he must have brought it back because it's here again this morning. And you know you dreamt it, said Michael at once. You know you did. I didn't, said Anne. I remember it as well as anything. I remember dreams as well as anything, said Michael. Mummy, do you know what Anne says? Tell her. Anne told Mummy, and Mummy laughed too. A nice little dream, she said. That's all it was. Anne began to feel it must have been a dream, and she was rather sad about it. She didn't want it to be a dream. She wanted it to be true. Mummy took her bottle and Michael's and emptied them. I think I will wash the covers, she said. Yours looks quite dirty, Anne. She took off the covers and then she gave a cry of surprise. In Anne's cover was a pair of shoes, dear little blue ones with bows on the front. They were the ones Bright Eyes had taken off and had left behind in her hurry. Anne, you have been putting your doll's shoes in your hot water bottle cover, she said. What a funny thing to do. I have never seen these shoes before. Where did you get them? I have never seen them before either, said Anne in excitement. Look, Michael, proper little pixie shoes. One of the pixies must have taken them off and left them in my hot water bottle cover last night. Now do you believe me what I say? The bear came and borrowed my bottle? Well, of course, Michael had to believe Anne after that. Anne put the shoes on the feet of her biggest doll's house doll, and they fitted her perfectly. Aren't they sweet? Said Anne. I do hope the pixie won't come back for them. She hasn't yet, but I think Anne would be rather pleased to see her if she did. Thank you.